when we are having this session and we are discussing, we're talking, and I'm explaining to you, if you understand what I'm saying, you just shake your head like this. I know you understand. Are you clear? Okay. If you don't understand, you do like that. Then I know some of you don't understand. Then I know what to do. If you're very confused, don't know what I'm talking about, you do like this. Then I know you are very confused. Okay? Very clear? Thumbs up. Great. Fantastic. Fantastic. Beautiful. Everything is in order now. All right. So let me see, double check. PowerPoint can be seen? Yes, PowerPoint can be seen. Very good. So welcome everybody to EETL's 7113, Exploring Teaching and Learning, day one. Now, I got good news and I got bad news. Good news is there's a possibility we might not have to wait until 4:30 today. Bad news is the reason is because my computer battery is only 50% and I can't find my charger. However, if I do find my charger, then sorry, we have to continue. Huh? No choice. I will find the charger. We'll see how. We'll see how. Or maybe I may have to take somebody else laptop, and see what can be done. Something has to be done somewhere. Okay, before we get started, as I said earlier, we are going to get some getting to know you first, and then we'll continue from there. Okay. You had an opportunity to talk to your colleagues, so let's introduce your colleagues. Okay, Ernesto, can introduce your partner?
Hello, good morning, everyone. Mabuhay. I was with Miss Rowena Velasco.
Say again.
I was with Miss Rowena Velasco. She is a teacher from JB campus. And at the same time,
I'm a little bit confused. You said we are with Rovina with the last course or in the last session or the breakout room?
yeah, in the breakout room, Rowena
Okay, okay. When you said last course, I was thinking which course you attended before this.
Velasco, Prof.
Okay, so you are with Rovina. So tell me about her. Where's Rovina? Where's Rovina? Can't see. Everybody, Rovina, put your hands up. Okay, everybody say hi, Rovina.
Hi, Rowena.
Cannot hear lah. Why you're so can't hear you all say one more time. Hi, Rovina.
Hi,
Hi,
Rowena.
Rowena.
Okay,
There we go.
that's better. Okay, now tell me about Rovina. Let's go.
Yeah, Miss Rowena is from the Philippines, just
Oh,
like me.
okay.
She is from Albay, very close to
Okay.
my place as well, Tacloban City. She is pretty new in Fairview. She's teaching in JB, and she'll be teaching maths and English.
She will be teaching. That means she has not started teaching.
Yes,
Oh, she
she
just
just arrived 31st of July.
yeah, but it's already 2 weeks, so she should have been started teaching.
Yeah, and she's not been feeling well lately. I'm sure she has taught, but she's not been feeling well lately.
Okay. Interesting. All right.
Yeah,
This is Rovina. Rovina, welcome to Malaysia and to the Fairview Group of Schools. So you have been sponsored by the school to this program. And interestingly, Ernesto, you have been in this school for some time. How come you're joining the course only now? I'm very curious. You requested for deferment, is it?
yeah. Well, from my HOR wardenship, I'll be transitioning to outdoor education department. So the school decided to send me to PG to study PGED also.
And you should have done your PhD long ago. By now, you'll have finished it already.
Prof, I think my brain cells within 2 years as a warden I won't be able to.
No, as long as you are with students, that's already a good exposure.
Yeah.
It's you. You should have finished your PhD and your masters by now. It's sad. Okay. It's okay. Never mind. Right. So, Rowena, I'm giving you the opportunity to choose the next victim.
Yes, good morning, everyone. Yes, I think Mr. Ernesto. Yes, he's
You
also
already-
from the
Okay,
Philippines.
okay, okay. Carry on, carry on.
Yeah,
But he
he's
already
from
spoken,
the.
huh? He already spoken, so you cannot choose him. You have to choose somebody from the group.
Okay.
Invite
Um,
somebody else to speak.
okay, I think Miss Anne Cabral. Hi, Miss Anne. Good morning.
Good morning.
And Gabol. So everybody say hi and Gabol.
Hi,
Hi.
and good
Okay.
evening.
Hi,
So, and
Gabor.
Gabol, tell me about your partner.
Okay, so my partner is Miss Narashikin, but
Where's
you
Nora
can,
Shikin?
yes.
Everybody say hi, Nora Shikin.
Hi,
Hi,
Hi, Nora
Norashikin.
Norashiki.
Shikin.
Great. Okay. Tell me about Nora Shikin.
Okay, so we can call her Shikin, Miss Shikin. So she's a teacher from Subang and also born there. And then before entering Fairview, she was a kindergarten. However, as she said, like she graduated as English major. And then she is also a P4 teacher, same with me. So I'm kinda like know her sometimes in some meeting. We already met there.
Ah,
And she is introvert person.
okay.
However, if she's close with someone, she might look like an extrovert.
Okay.
Yeah. So her hobby is dancing, as she said. She's not professional, but she is like using it as a way of like fun or entertaining for her. So yeah.
All right. Thank you. Right. Thank you very much. Miss Wong, tell me about your partner.
My partner. Good morning, sir. Good morning, everyone.
Yes.
李老师. Hold on.
Ah, who's your partner?
Lee Ching Yun.
Li Ching.
Lee Ching Yun.
Where's Li Ching you? Hello. Where's Li
Yes,
Ching
I'm
you?
here. Good morning.
Good morning. Everybody say hi, Li Ching. Good morning.
嗨，早安，李青云老师。
Ah,
Hello.
早
Hi.
早。
okay. Chawan, Chawan, Chawan. That's how you wish. So Miss Wong, are you from
Yes.
China?
No, I am Malaysian, sir. You know my
Ah,
husband, Mr. Tan, from last year's cohort.
oh my God. So now you decided to do PGDE.
Yes, sir.
So
I decided to switch
you
to
are coming.
IB
All right. This
soon.
is hi everybody. This is Miss Wong from Vietnam.
Yes,
And
currently
she's
in
a
Vietnam.
very senior person teaching in an international school in Vietnam. So welcome, Miss Wong. Right. Tell me about Miss
Miss Lee.
yeah, Miss Lee.
Miss Lee is teaching in Kuala Lumpur together, same department with my husband, also in Kuala Lumpur, Mr.
Ah,
Tan.
ah.
Yeah.
So now you got somebody to spy on your husband.
Uh, and then we spent the rest of the 10 minutes comparing work life between Vietnam and Malaysia.
Okay, that's nice.
Uh,
It's something. Right.
yes.
Thank you very much. I'm not going to take too much of your time. It's very good for you to get to know somebody. Okay, Mr. Heman Goyal, tell me a little bit about your partner.
Uh, Good morning, everyone. My partner was Taswini. Uh, Taswini was very inspiring speaking to her because she is doing what I would love to do. She has been passionate about teaching since the childhood. She taught for 3 years at some school before doing her bachelor in education at Fairview International College, Penang, and then she has actually been teaching IB. PYP for the last 5 months. Uh, like I said, always passionate about teaching. I think the one thing that she did ask me to advertise for all the young teaches is that she's single and cooking is a hobby.
Okay, she's advertised herself. Thank you. Right, where are you from? Koyal?
Me, sir?
Yes.
I'm of Indian origin, but I currently live and work in Singapore.
Okay, all right. So how did you come to know this PGD program?
So I actually come from the bad world of corporate life. I've been in corporate life for the last 24 years, but I've been asking myself what makes me happy. And the answer always came back spending time with young children. So decided to leave the corporate world and get into teaching. I'm doing Flexi Masters at NTU Singapore, but that's about the theory of teaching. I needed to acquire skills to become a teacher, and that's when I came across Fairview, and I thought I would start.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much. All right, that's good. So I'm not able to get everybody's to be introduced, but I'm just telling you here a technique of getting to know your students when you're first day in class. This is one technique. Rather than asking students, stand up and tell me about yourself, everybody. By the time the first one started, everybody's excited. By the time come to the 20th student, half the class is not paying attention because there's no more fun. It's boring. So what you do an activity. So you get everybody to stand, go and look for a partner, and share A to B. Or what you can do is you can take a piece of paper like this and draw a clock. Draw a clock. Okay, you take a blank paper, and then you draw and ask everybody, give everyone a blank paper and tell them to draw a face of a clock. So you have a face of a clock like this. You have can't see my clock. Whatever my clock. So you have a face of a clock, and then with all the numbers there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And then you tell them, okay, I want you to go and find a partner. For example, I'm going to Heyman, and I say, Heyman, can you be my 12 o'clock partner? So Heyman will write my name, Gopi, on his clock at 12 o'clock. And on my paper at 12 o'clock, I will write Heyman's name. So he's my 12 o'clock partner. Then I will go and look for another person. Let's say I look for Enesco. Enesco, can you be my 2 o'clock partner? And Enesco look at 2 o'clock. He say, oh, sorry, cannot. Kamilan has booked me at 2 o'clock. So which time are you free? What about 3 o'clock? Okay, 3 o'clock can. And then I will put Enesco name at 3 o'clock and he will put my name at 3 o'clock. Then everybody has completed. So there should be 12 names. Can you follow me? And then you said, okay, now everybody go and look for your 2 o'clock partner. And then all will be searching their 2 o'clock partner. And then now you do your interview, get to know your 2 o'clock partner. After 5 minutes, you stop. Now go and look for your 4 o'clock partner. After 2, 3 minutes, stop. Go and look for your 8 o'clock partner, and so on, and so on, and so on. And so in after 10, 20 minutes, they will have known at least half the class. Do you understand what I mean? So is it important for you to know all your students? No, it's for them to know first. And then if I need to know Enesco, I will say, okay, Enesco, can you tell me about your 2 o'clock partner? If I need to know somebody from time to time. All right, later in the class or maybe the next day. Next day, I will come to the class and say, okay, Manoranjita, let's start the lesson today. Before I start, can you tell me about your partner, your 3 o'clock partner? So it can be over a few days. Do you understand what I'm saying? These are all techniques. As this program that you have just joined today is called Exploring Teaching and Learning. So we are exploring methodology. We are exploring philosophy. We are exploring psychology in teaching. So far, so good? Good. Okay, I can see your heads coming down. Okay, I'm getting back to sharing my points, PowerPoint. Can be seen, right? Good. Now, when you come to a lesson like this, whether it's physical, or online. Sometimes I may call all of you to come physically in Kuala Lumpur. Those of you in Kuala Lumpur, and I'll conduct a class physically, but the rest of you can come via online, via Zoom. You understand? Sometimes. For now, we will follow Zoom. Is that okay with you all? So far, so good? Okay. Now, most important when you come for a lesson like this, whether it's me teaching or some other lecturers teaching, you must listen to understand and apply. Listen to understand and apply. What do you mean by that? Listen to understand and apply. A lot of people, they listen to reply, which means they don't get the essence of the meaning behind it. They are always looking to find faults, looking to argue, they're not seeing the big picture. Your job is to see the big picture, reflect. So to see the big picture, you must reflect. You don't reflect, you cannot see the big picture. Let me explain to you what I mean. There was this doctor, medical doctor, Dr. Erfan. And by the way, everybody say hi to Dr. Erfan. Erfan, where are you? Hi, doctor.
Hi, Dr.
Hi.
Erfan.
Dr. Erfan is it's a doctorate holder, PhD holder. So let's call him doctor if possible. Okay. But you're not a medical doctor, right? Okay. But this Dr. Erfan is a medical doctor. So this medical doctor was invited by the Rotary Club to give a talk. He's supposed to give a talk to a group of alcoholics. You know what's alcoholic? Always must drink. If they don't drink, hands will shake. Real hardcore alcoholics. So this doctor was invited. Hey, please, doctor, can you talk to this alcoholic? Change their mindset because alcohol is bad for health. So doctor thinking, how to explain to these people. Then he got an idea. So what he did was he took a glass. Okay, and then he pour water, plain water, into the glass. Okay, he pour water into the glass. And once the water is already full, he put the earthworm. You know earthworm? Earthworm. Worms, earthworm. He put inside. And the earthworm was swimming in the water because it's a natural habitat. Earthworm very happy. Wow, so nice. Earthworm sleep. So all of them look, oh. So the doctor felt very nice. Joko, you put your hands up, anything?
No, sir.
Your hand is up. Joko Krismanto, raise. Okay, I will cut it off. Okay. All right. So then what happened? He took another glass, empty glass. He poured vodka. Vodka is alcohol. And he poured vodka, concentrated, pure vodka. Looks like water, but it's alcohol. And then he took another earthworm and put inside. And the earthworm got disintegrated, burned, completely burned. And then he showed, look, my friend, look at what happened to the earthworm, completely burned, destroyed in the alcohol. Everybody looked. And there was a sound effect. Oh. And the doctor felt very good. Wow. I made my impression. Then suddenly, one fella was sitting at the back, put his hands up. Dr. Irfan. I want to thank you. Thank you very much. You know, now I realize by drinking alcohol, all the worm in my stomach will die. So, what's the message of the story? The mess he heard, but he listened to reply. He did not see the big picture. He did not reflect. He saw it from a completely different perspective. Is it wrong? Of course, it's not wrong. He's seeing it from a different perspective. So you have to correct it by asking the right question. So with that, let me start off the session for today. You can see my slides, right? Yes or no? Yes. Right.
Yes.
Let's start. For things to change, I must change first. That's the beginning of a new you. A long time ago, there lived high up in the mountain of Japan a very wise old man. All the village people would climb this mountain to look for this wise old man. And everybody in the village would call him with a very special name. He is called the Zen Master. Everybody, what is he called?
Zen master.
Zen master.
You know, here, everybody, what is he called?
Zen
Master.
Master.
Good. He says, Zen Master, Zen Master, how can I solve this problem? Zen Master, I see, Zen Master, this, Zen Master, that. The fame of the Zen Master reached the ear of two professors in America. When the two professors in America heard about it, they were shocked of their life. Say, huh? How can these Japanese become so famous? The only person who's supposed to be world famous are Americans. There's something wrong somewhere. We must check it out. So they decided to take a flight to Japan. And when they reached the mountain, as they were climbing the mountain, one of the professors started asking, hey, how to test the Zen master? How to know he's wise? How to know he's famous? How to know he's intelligent? How to know he's clever? At that moment, there were some birds flying. And so one of the professors, he jumped and he caught the bird in his hand. Okay, I'll use the bird to test the Zen master. As they reached the top of the mountain, the Zen master was sitting there meditating. And with a loud and thunderous voice, shouted, Zen master, if you are so wise and famous, tell me, the bird in my hand, is it alive or dead? The Zen master opened his eyes and with a soft and gentle voice, reflecting the image of a wise old man, replied, why do you ask me such a question? If I tell you the bird in your hand is dead, you will open your fingers and the bird will fly to freedom. And I will be wrong. If I tell you the bird in your hand is alive, you will squeeze your fingers until the bird is dead. And I will still be wrong. And then he looked into the eyes of the two professors, as I am looking into all your eyes. And he said these magic words, the choice is in your hands. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, the choice is in your hands. How do you want to benefit from this particular course? The choice is in your hands. How will this course, whether you're sponsored or whether you're paying for it, is going to help you in your journey as an effective and efficient teacher? How it will guide you to mold the next generation. The choice is in your hands. So with this, I'd like you all to welcome to this program. All right. Now, what I did was I started off the session with a story. In the teaching, it's called starter activity. It's called set induction. Different terminologies are used in different countries. Right? So it can be a starter activity, it's set induction, it's icebreaker, it's intro to the lesson. So my introduction was a story. So whenever you are teaching, you can always start off with a song, you can start with a story, you can start with a joke. You understand what I mean? To get the mood of the teaching and learning, right? So welcome to this program. So this first part, I'm going to give you an orientation of this PGG program before we go into the actual program. Is that okay with you all? Great, fantastic. Right. Now, when you are planning a lesson, whichever lesson, even an orientation like this, you must be clear about what students should know, understand, and be able to do. Remember these three. The easiest way to remember is K for know, U for understand, and D for do. Or it can be skills. Sometimes they say skills. So I call it KUD, learning objective, learning outcome, KUD. So in any lesson, when you teach in a class, whether at kindergarten level, primary school level, middle school level, high school level, college or university level, a training you conduct for your teachers, for your company, you must have this KUD, which is, what do you want the students to know? It can be facts, it can be vocabulary, it can be definition, it can be concepts, it can be ideas. What do you want them to know? Next, what do you expect them to know when they know? That means, in other words, what understanding is behind it? How do you know they understand? Is when you're able to see them do things, an activity, a process, a skill, you assess them. So this is how the basic cycle of teaching, simple cycle, KUD, based on the learning objective. So when you walk into the class, you start by the lesson by saying, we are learning to, W-A-L-T, which is the know part. Under the know part is W-A-L-T. We are learning to, you see, W-A-L-T. We are learning to. So in this course, EETL 7113 learning experience. So let's start with EETL. What does that mean? The first letter E, you will see in all our courses, stands for education. The first letter E stands for education. That means this is an education-related course. Any university, you will see this abbreviation. The second E and third T and fourth L, ETL, is the first letter of your course, exploring, teaching, and learning. Can you follow me? So this is education course, and the education program, and the course is exploring, teaching, and learning. Next, you see the number 7. Number 7 means this is a master's level course. Master's level. 8 means doctorate level. Okay. 6 is bachelor's level. So yours is 7, which is, so your postgraduate diploma education, it's a master's level. 1 means semester 1. Okay, be year 1. The next one is semester 1, year 1. Can you follow? So far, so good? And the last, number 3. Number 3 stands for credit hours. So this is a 3 credit hour course. What do you mean by 3 credit hours? In Malaysia, 1 credit is equal to 40 notional hours. Notional hours mean, I'm teaching you now, online, physical. Then you go to online reading, and then your own self-learning. All this will come to a total of 120 hours. 3 credits, 1 credit is 40 notional, 3 times 40 is 120. 120 hours of what? Of Zoom learning, online learning, through our LMS, which I'll share with you afterwards, and your own self-study over the next 14 weeks. Over the next 14 weeks. So far, so good. So in 1 week, you're spending about what? 8 hours total, around there. So in today's program, which is 7113, what you should know, we are learning to WALT. What is learning? What is teaching and assessment? What is learner-centered experience? Learning theories, educational philosophy, taxonomy, active learning, APA citation, observation. These are the areas that I will be covering over the next 2 days and also on your tutorial, online tutorial. So far, so good? This is what we'll be learning. Then the question is, why are you learning this? Why are you learning this? Then you must answer TIB. What is TIB? This is because. So if somebody asks you in your school, why you went for this course, PGDE, exploring teaching and learning, then you must be able to explain. Oh, this is because observation of experienced teachers, pedagogical approach, and exploring help us to become an effective and efficient teacher. So you see a big picture. That is your understanding. You don't go and say, oh, I have to attend the course because if I don't attend, then I cannot get my certificate. I must attend because there's exam. They will ask me exam question, got assignment to do. That's why I attend. No, that's wrong. You must see the big picture. I'm attending this course because by exploring teaching and learning, I should be able to observe experienced teachers, looking at the pedagogical approach, in order for me to become an effective and efficient teacher. That's the big picture. So far, so good? Then the question is, how do I know, as your lecturer, as your tutor, that you know? How do I know you know? And this is called WILF. What I am looking for. What I am looking for. So I am looking for evidence through your assignments, through your classroom discussion, through your activities that I conduct in the class, your ability to analyze educational philosophy related to curriculum design. How you evaluate objectively a teacher's role as a facilitator and scaffold of learning through observation of an experienced practitioner. Your design of a scheme of work and lesson plan. So this is what I'm looking for. So if you can show me evidence of these three, good. Then you have completed and passed this course. So far, so good? Clear? In between, if you have questions to ask, please stop me. Don't let me continue talking. Okay? But this is orientation so far. Right, so your learning journey in semester 1, there are two groups of students here in this class. One is part-time student, one is full-time student. What is the difference? A part-time student will only do 3 courses for this semester. So most of you are sponsored by Fairview International School. You only do 3 courses. EETL, ETLA, and EIBP. 3 courses this semester. Those of you external students who are fee-paying students, you are full-time, which means you are doing more than 3 courses. You may be doing 5 courses. That's the difference. Which means you will finish your program in 1 year. You will complete your PGD in 1 year. Unlike Fairview sponsored teachers will take a longer time because they are of the nature of their job, So in this course, the first course is exploring teaching and learning, which is related to philosophy. Second course is teaching and learning in action, which is related to psychology in education. The third one is developing professional practice, which is related to sociology in education. When you finish these three, it's equivalent to a professional certificate in education, or PGCE. We won't give you the certificate, but it's equivalent, it's standard. So far, so good? Great. The next semester, second semester, for part-timers, is EIBC curriculum process, EIBT teaching and learning. And this one is very specific to IB pedagogy. So here you will specialize whether it's PYP or MYP or DP. And then the next semester, semester 3, you'll do another 2 courses, which is also IB. Those are doing full-time, of course, you'll be doing all this in semester 1. In semester 1. Maybe the first 2 you'll do in semester 1. The rest in semester 2. The semester 3 and 4, full-time students will do in semester 2. But part-timers, Fairview teachers, in semester 3, you will do another 2 IB course. Once you have finished the 4 IB course, you will have to, you can apply for the IB certificate in teaching and learning award from IBO. To get that award, whether it's PYP, MYP, or DP, you have to pay for it. It's about 1,500 ringgit. Now they have increased. Last time it was 285. Now they have increased it. It's no more 285. It's 295. So about 1,500 ringgit Malaysia. Okay? So far so good? This one you have to pay for it. But you don't have to pay it now. Once you have completed the 4 courses, I will inform IBO that you have completed, and then you can apply for the certificate. They will send you the certificate. That certificate, when you receive from IB, that certificate allows you to teach in any IB school in the world. Remember, that certificate, the IB Teaching and Learning Award, allows you to teach in any IB school in the world. That's how powerful that award is. So don't play. It's not an easy award. And you're very lucky, University College Fairview has been granted that opportunity. The closest you can get the certificate is University of Melbourne, or University of Sakuba in Japan, or University of Hong Kong in Hong Kong. But you have to do their masters in education to get that award. Full-time teachers, fee-paying teachers, you don't have to pay. It's already part of your fees. All right. So I think Herman, you're a fee-paying student, so you don't have to pay the 1,500. It's already incorporated into your fees. Are we clear? Herman, are you clear? Herman, do you understand? Any questions? No question? Sure? Okay. And Wong, Miss Wong, you also are an external student, so are you clear?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, good. Next, the last 2 modules, which is semester 4 for Fairview teachers and semester 2 for external teachers, is understanding research methodology. This is where, at the master's level, you need to understand how to do research. So the basic research techniques and methods will be taught here. And finally, you will do a simple proposal of a thesis. Not a full thesis, only a proposal, which is actually chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3 of a 5-chapter thesis. So to get a thesis is 5 chapters, but you only write 3. All right? So it's called a proposal. So with that, you will get your PGDE. And those of you who want to continue to do your master's, which is top up, we call it top up, for another 1 semester, You pay an extra 5,000 ringgit Malaysia. You complete chapter 4 and 5, and you will get your master's in education. So you can get 2 qualifications. PGDE, which is a teaching qualification. And then you have a master's in education, which is an academic qualification. If those of you who have got a master's in education but no PGDE, I remember most countries don't accept that as a teaching qualification. A master's in education is not a teaching qualification. You cannot register as a teacher in many countries. They require a professional qualification, which is a PGC or a PGDE or a diploma education or graduate diploma in education. Okay. Right. So that is your orientation finish. Joko, you're asking a question again.
Yes, sorry, Professor. I just want to
Yes.
ask that when we finish all the courses from the IB in semester 3, if not mistaken, right? The previous courses that you have
Yes.
shown us before.
Yes.
So even though
You're
we
full-time, you're full-time or part-time?
part-time.
Part-time, yeah, semester 3, correct.
So even though we haven't finished the PGD course, we can apply for the IB award.
Yes, you can. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
It's independent. It's independent.
Okay, thank you, Prof.
The moment you finish the 4, you can apply. So you will get the certificate before you graduate. Okay. So far, so good? Great. So now I want you to think. Think. Orientation over. Orientation over. So I've already given you an overview of the whole program and how it works. So in addition to your face-to-face class, which is 2 Saturdays, you will be given a link to EETL under our internal LMS called BEED, B-E-E-D. Inside there, you'll have 5 weeks. Week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, week 5. Technically, you're supposed to go through week 1 to week 3 before you come for your first Saturday class. And then you go through week 4, 5, 6 content before you come for your second day class. So far, so good. That's how it was designed. But you have not gone through the beat. It's okay. Because you got 14 weeks. You can take your own time to go through and read the materials, read the content, and participate in the forum. Are we clear? So the way it was designed was there is pre-reading for you to read under the no part. Then in the class, we will do the action part. And after the class, you do the reflection part. That's how it was designed. It is self-learning on your own. It's self-learning tutorial. Okay? Those of you who are in Fairview, every week you got CPD, right? You have CPD?
Yes.
That is part of your tutorial. The CPD you spend hours is part of your EETL tutorial. Are we clear? All right, it's part of the tutorial. Those of you who are external, if you are in a school and every week you attend some form of a CPE or a in-school, in-house professional development, that can be part of your tutorial. So far, so good? Because whatever you learn from my lecture, you can go during your meeting, your department meeting on a weekly basis, and you can ask questions related to your learning. This is all part of your learning tutorial. It can be documented. So you should be spending about 2 hours every week in this type of activities. Tutorial activities in your school or with your mentors or with your school head or with your colleagues. These are all part of tutorial learning. In addition to the online beat learning. Yeah. And all this makes up your 120 student learning time. See, in your course pro forma, if you look at your course pro forma, there is a student learning time. Can somebody share your course pro forma, please? So that you know what you know what I'm talking about. Anybody would like to assist me? Share the cost pro forma. This is okay. Somebody sharing. Who's sharing? Herman, you are sharing. Very good. Can you make it a bit bigger, please? Cannot see. Okay, so this is what is called a cost pro forma, which is a syllabus. Okay, there's all the information there, and then you scroll down, synopsis is there, course objective is there, and scroll down. This is most important, course learning outcome. This is what I'm looking for. Evidence that you have achieved course learning 1, course learning 2, and course learning outcome 3. So the assignment task will be related to this. So, okay, scroll down. Okay, stop. Can you see L, guided learning face-to-face? I'm talking to you now. It's face-to-face. Lecture, 2 hours. So the first lecture is 2 hours. Then you see guided learning, non-face-to-face, 2 hours. And that is your internal CPD or your beat, the LMS I was talking about. Then the 8 hours is your own self-learning. You're reading books, you're reading some reference guide, some materials on your own. Go down some more. Okay, then it's session 3, another 2 hours, and so on and so on. Okay, so today we will be covering session 1 and 2. Next Saturday is session 3 and 4. So it goes like that. Any question? Clear? Okay, go down some more. So if you look at this, altogether 7 sessions, 7 times 2 is 14 hours. So each Saturday is about 7 hours. 2 Saturdays, 14 hours. Clear? Broken up into 7 sessions. Of course, I will not be teaching exactly as per the session. This is a very interactive session, so they will be mixed up. So how do I assess you? How to give you your marks for you to score? One is continuous assessment. I will be expecting to see your teaching philosophy statement, which I'll tell you how to write. Then I will be asking you to observe an experienced teacher in your school. And then you write a report. And then I'll ask you to do a literature review and a scheme of work. And you write a report. And that's how the marks are given. So first one, you get 20%, the second one, 45, and the third one, 35. So all in 100% of marks. Clear? You go down. And any information you require in addition, there is a site called the resources. So today's recording, PowerPoint, videos will all be put inside there for you to access. And this is the course assignment, the task, you go down, the details of the task are here. You can read, and we can go through this when the time comes. Okay? So far, so good? And how will I assess you? The rubrics are also given there. So whenever you do your task, always look at this excellent section. Are you able to show me evidence of this column excellent? And then you will get a very high mark. And the last message I'd like to tell you, this is a master's level course. So your essay must always be written in academic writing style, which means there must be literature to support whatever you're doing. So what is academic writing style? That also I will explain to you through the course, the next 2 Saturdays. Okay? So far so good? Fantastic. All right. You can close your share screen. And
Sir,
yeah, say again.
I was not very clear about the practical aspect of it. You talked about for teachers in
Ah,
Fairview.
one of the things is, say again, you said you talk about what? I left
Yeah,
you.
no, that's what I meant to ask. That, like I mentioned, I am currently in corporate life and I'm serving my notice period. So I'm not a practicing teacher right now. Do, is one of the
So if you are
requirements?
not a practicing teacher, so in your corporate life, do you have weekly meetings, weekly discussion, getting and some sort of a training going on?
Yes, I do, sir.
That can be considered as part of your tutorial, because whatever you're learning, you're going to apply there.
Okay.
So when I say observation of an experienced teacher, so let's say you don't have a class to observe. So you are observing, and let's say there are 10 of y'all in a meeting, and there is a 1 hour lecture given by your head of department. So that is your experience, a teacher. And now you observe him and you see whether those things that you learn, he's using it or not. You understand what I mean? And that's where your reflection is. So that when your turn comes to teach, you will use what you have learned in delivery of that training. You see, whatever you learn does not mean you must apply it only in a K-12 classroom. You can apply in an adult training environment.
Okay.
Clear?
Yeah.
Great. Okay. So these are things I want you to reflect. Reflection question. What is design question? What do you mean by learning? Think. Basic concept in philosophical inquiry. What is your teaching philosophy, if you have one? What makes a lesson effective? What is assessment? How and why is it used in the learning process? I want you to think about this. And I'm going to put you into a group and you talk about this. I think you better take a snapshot or a picture so that you can use it for your discussion in your room afterwards. Okay? You will spend 15 minutes until 10 o'clock to discuss with your group members on all these areas. Anybody can lead the discussion. Anybody can lead the discussion. Any questions?
No question.
Have you taken down the picture of this questionnaire? Good.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to break you up into a room. Somebody take charge, somebody be the leader. And when I come back to the main room, the leader is going to summarize the discussion and share with the rest of us what was the outcome of your discussion. Okay? Clear? Breakout rooms. So let's see. Recreate. Um, I'm going to put 6 rooms, five, six rooms. Okay, 6 rooms. Okay, I've converted room 1, Annalisa, CC, Lee, Tiva, Jelui. Room 2, Gabul, Jialing, Rashikin, Rosli, Tashwini. Room 3, Arfan, Joko, Kirtini, Yasmin, Ite. Room 4, Herman, Goyal, Raja, Rovina, Yang, Yong. Room 5 and room 6. Room 6 will have only 4 of you. The rest will have 5. I think to be fair, rather than giving everybody in the room to choose your leader, and that will take another few minutes, I will decide. The first name in each room will be the leader. So room 1, Annalisa Najwa, you're the leader. Room 2 and Gabol, you're the leader. Room 3, Dr. Erfan, you're the leader. Room 4, Herman Goyal, you're the leader. Room 5, Chong Ha you're the leader. And room 6, Guilford Docula, you are the leader. Clear? Okay. 15 minutes from now, we will come back to the room at 10 o'clock. Right, welcome back, everybody. Thank you very much. And so let's hear from each group your discussion on this design questions, or we call it provocative questions, or we call it inquiry questions, and lower level, or we call it debatable questions. You can, terminology can be different. The idea is to put you into a thinking process. Okay, leader of room 1, proceed.
Okay, so I am Anissa and I will be the leader for group 1. I'm sorry, Prof. Can my other talk about it too, or am I only
You
one
can,
who will talk?
as a leader, you can always invite others to talk about.
Okay, all right. Okay, so for the first question, I think my colleague can talk about what is learning. What is learning?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so I will explain it first. So what we have, they said that learning is actually a way on we acquired a special skill or sharpen our knowledge that we already know. For example, like you already know how to draw, so when you get to school, you sharpen it by knowing the history behind it, like that. And then for the second question, I think my groupmate can talk about the concept and philosophical inquiry. Miss Lee.
So you want me to explain about this, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
okay. Yeah, all right. So I'm Miss Louis. Okay, so I'm in group 1. So for this question, actually this is related to what Prof will have asked us to watch the videos, right? Before this, and this is related to the videos that we have watched. And what I understand is that this is related to 4 different areas, which is the first one is we need to know what is the truth that we want to learn. And the second one is how we're gonna learn those knowledge. Number 3 is other than the academic, or we say the knowledge, academic knowledge, also about the behaviors and also the moral value that we can give the students to help them in their learning process. And also the last one is the logical thinking of the student, help them to have a strengthen their skills to have the logical thinking to the problem solving. Yeah. So these are the basic concepts and philosophical inquiry that we hope to deliver to the students. Yeah.
Good. Very good. Thank you. That's all? Group 1? Any more? No. Okay. Then we move to group 2 then.
Okay.
Group 2, take charge, please.
Hello, good morning.
Morning.
Okay, so for group 2, so we talk about, because most of us like new also in teaching. So we talk about like what is learning really about. So from group 2, we said like learning is like connecting the things that you study in real life and like in our life experiences, and then exploring the things that we don't know, which is really unending, as like even us teacher, we also need to learn new things as a teacher. And then, so for the teaching philosophy of us, I think this is for like guidelines in teaching. And also, we have the lesson effectiveness in by sparking interest to our student, engaging them in our lessons, which is also help us to know their capacity, how can we make our lesson, how can we hit our goal in our lessons, in our activities, in our assessment with them. So and then, so having this lesson can, I mean, this effectiveness or can make our classes alive and make our students open to us. And then, so for the assessment, so I think we use assessment to apply the learning in our life. So we will know that the students really understand what we teach to them.
Great, thank you. Right, group 3.
Is it us, Prof, group 3, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Good morning, everyone. This is Erfan from group 3. So, to answer so I'm gonna be our representative. So I'm gonna just read through what my colleagues have answered to these questions. So the answer to the first one, what is meant by learning? So basically, learning is a part of human development. If you want to know the traditional definition, that would be acquiring knowledge. However, in modern days, there are other things, other aspects added to learning, such as theories of learning, which I believe we will learn some of those throughout this course, such as behaviorism, cognitivism, and constructivism. So there are types of learning. It can be done like what we're doing in this classroom. It's a formal learning. It can be informal, like chatting with friends, sharing ideas. It could be experimental, from what we learn by doing. So yeah, the answer to the next question, question number 2, the philosophical inquiry. So this is part of student and teacher relationship, asking about what's the student roles in the classroom, and what does this students have to do to be effective in class. Students have to think and be engaged, to ask questions, and be curious in topic lessons. So that's what we discussed. And then the third question, what is your teaching philosophy? Well, philosophy is actually crucial for us as educators, because it helps us to develop a coherent framework that guide us through our instructional practices. And it has few components. It was also mentioned in the videos that Prof. Gopi shared with us: values and beliefs in teaching, teaching methods and strategy, and ethical consideration. Because as teachers, we're not just gonna walk into a classroom and teach regarding our subject matter. We have to take the chance to teach our students about morals every opportunity that we can get. And having said that, each teacher has its own philosophy, meaning which if you take two teachers from same level, same subject, if you walk into their classroom, they will have their own different approaches and strategies, because everyone's different. And the fourth question, what makes a lesson effective? So my colleague, Mr. Joko, came up with these three interesting highlights. One, when the students participate actively, such as sharing ideas and responding the inquiries given by the teacher. Also, engagement among the students themselves in the learning activities. The third one, when, of course, the learning outcomes of the lesson are achieved. And this can be tested by, for example, doing a exit task activity. And last question, which was, what is assessment? Assessment is an ongoing process of gathering evidence to actually shows whether the students can understand what's happening, what's going on, basically track their learning process. Also, it helps us to basically help the student to achieve their goal. And it can be done through a variety of ways, such as discussion, not necessarily through test or exam. It could be reflection question, it could be observations in a class, it could be discussion, and etc. So yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Right, thank you very much. Basically, the first three groups, including the Arvin's group, in the discussion, in your presentation, you have covered areas of curriculum and educational philosophy without you knowing it. So let me give you a definition of curriculum. Whatever I'm sharing with you will be in the Beat platform. So don't worry. Don't have to take any notes, and this is also recorded anyway. All right. So curriculum is a structured set of learning experiences and outcomes that an educational institution like your school or your organization plans and provides to its students or to its staff. It encompasses not only the content that students are expected to learn, but also the instructional method, the resources, and the assessment used to achieve the learning outcome. So the curriculum is a guide for you as teachers and learners, outlining what are the knowledge they must get, what are the skills, what are the attitudes, what are the values, whether it's through moral education, are expected to acquire throughout their educational journey. So when it comes to the purpose of the curriculum in K-12, it's a foundation for learning. It provides a systematic approach to education so that all students receive consistent, comprehensive learning experience across various subjects. It serves as a foundation upon which teaching and learning activities are built towards a certain educational standards. When it comes to skill, the curriculum is designed to develop cognitive, which is knowledge, social, which is affective, emotional, also affective, practical, which is psychomotor in students. And I will be covering these three, cognitive, affective, and psychomotor afterwards. It's called the domains of learning. It's called the domains of learning. I will talk to you about it later. So it prepares students for academic success, equips them with the ability to needed for active participation in society. And then there's another aspect in the curriculum, which is the cultural and social transmission. So the students can understand the cultural and historical context so that they have an identity and belonging. And finally, standardization. Regardless of their background, they must have access to the same quality of education, academic standard the student must meet to promote equity and consistency. So to do that, each curriculum in any country, whether Indian curriculum, Malaysian curriculum, Philippine curriculum, American curriculum, British curriculum, They must have the content, they must have the learning objective, they must have the instructional strategies, they must have the assessment method, and they must resource material. So when you are in a school, you should be accessible to this. If you don't have this, you cannot teach, and students cannot learn. So you must have this curriculum components in terms of scheme of work or a lesson plan. But when you talk about curriculum, it's not always a document, you know. If you see a document, the school provides you Google Drive, hard copy. That's a formal, written curriculum, normally prescribed. Sometimes they use the word syllabus. Sometimes, some countries, they use the word curriculum specification. So it provides you the courses, the lesson, the learning experience, which is already designed by educators. That's explicit. Then there's something called a hidden curriculum. This is implicit message and values student learn in school. Like in an IB school, you have the learner profile. And that's implicit. That's a hidden curriculum. You don't formally teach it in class. Today I'm going to talk about communication. Tomorrow I'm going to talk about risk-taking. No, we don't do that. So this is not part of a formal curriculum, but it is hidden. They include the social norms, the behavior, attitude conveyed through the school culture, teacher expectation, and the peer interaction. Then there's something called the null curriculum. This null curriculum is the content is deliberately or unintentionally sometimes excluded from the curriculum. These are components which the school thinks who have made a decision that this knowledge and skills are considered less important or unnecessary. So some school may decide not to have geography. They may be doing a British curriculum, but they may not offer geography. They may not offer history. They feel it's not important. You understand what I mean? Hello? See, some school, they say, oh, we are British curriculum, but then they don't offer history, geography. Why? Because this is a school in India. Why should I learn geography and history of Britain? So it's not important. You understand what I mean? So they may have something else to replace environmental studies or some other thing. So related to these are educational philosophies. Of course, one is essentialism. The essentialism emphasizes a core body of knowledge and skill that all students should learn, such as reading, writing, mathematics, science. And then the influence of the design is always teacher-centered. Typically involves direct teaching, memorization, reinforcement, all teacher-centered. So the teaching method is often lectures, rote learning, standardized testing to ensure mastery. Then there's another form of philosophy called progressivism. This one is more student-centered. Experiential learning, problem solving, critical thinking, rather than memorization. So here, the influence of the curriculum, it encourages active learning. Students have hands-on activities, collaborative project, real-world problem solving. So here the teaching method includes group work, inquiry-based learning, experiential activities that connect learning to the students' life and communities. And of course, the last one is constructivism, which is very popular in IB school. the student take an active role in the learning process. So in the constructivist curriculum, which is student-centered and inquiry-based, often related to problem solving, they always start with questions, just like what you were given, design questions. So the curriculum is flexible, allowing student choice and exploration. So here the teaching method is scaffolding, which I'm doing now. As you speak, I use the content of what you have discussed and I add on. I build on your prior knowledge. I build on your discussion knowledge because I have done an assessment formatively by listening to your input from the question. And then I guide you through the learning process. So in this sense, I'm guiding you to the design of the curriculum. So how does this impact educational goal? Essentialism, focus on mastery of knowledge and skill, teacher-centered, direct instruction. Sometimes you have to do that. Progressivism aims to develop critical thinking, problem solving, student-centered, experimental learning methods. And constructivism looks at deeper understanding, independent learning, using inquiry-based and reflective teaching methods. Right, so that is a summary of group 1, 2, and 3. So let's listen to group 4. Group 4?
Yeah. So I think all the questions, similar answers. So learning is indeed the process of acquiring knowledge skills, but the group also strongly believe that it's also about acquiring behaviors and attitudes. The other thing that we talked about is some of the characteristics of learnings are that it's a continuous process. It happens all the time and through multiple means. It is cumulative, and if done well, it is also transformative. So these were some of the characteristics of learning that we talked about. On philosophical inquiry, first, just taking a step back, philosophy is just a theory or attitude that acts as guiding principle for driving our day-to-day behavior. And like the first three groups talked about, four main areas of philosophical inquiry that we learn. Some of the big words like metaphysics, but very simply put, that means the study of reality. The second big word was epistemology. That's about how do you go about acquiring knowledge about that reality. The third word, axiology, means the study of ethics and value. And fourth word, logic, is obviously about the study of correct reasoning, whether it is inductive, deductive, or some other kinds. And on the third question around philosophy, our teaching philosophy, I think, like Dr. Irfan said, the group said that all of us are very different, and all of us will have our own individual philosophy. But some of the words that we did by and large agree on were indeed about the purpose of teaching being not just imparting knowledge, but actually encouraging the love for learning in children, creating creating curious minds in our young children and helping them grow to become more curious, open-minded, thoughtful individual. I'm also paraphrasing some of my own teaching philosophy, but as we start writing our own philosophy, I think some of those minute differences will start to become apparent. On the other two questions, these three were easy because you had given us some of the reading material easy theoretically. For practical questions, I'm going to actually direct it to the practicing teachers in the group. So, Manoranjita, if I may request you to take the question around what's an effective lesson plan.
Sure. Thank you. Hello everyone. So for our group, what we discussed about effective lesson is by creating, like we experienced teachers, right? We always come across of lesson plannings. So before we enter the class, we will have a lesson plan to create the lesson objectives, what the students are able to achieve at the end of the lesson. So in to make the lesson effective, a teacher needs to prepare resources beforehand, and also we also design the duration of a lesson, like how long it's gonna take on, and what are the prior knowledge that we can gain from the students, and what are the teaching methods that we can use. So all these criterias that we are adding into the lesson plans, it will make eventually it will make the lesson effective. So through like students discussion, having the students feedback and so on, it will somehow get the lesson being effective. So that's for question number 4. And question number 5, if I'm not mistaken, hold on. It was about the what is assessment and how and why is it used in learning process. So we discussed that assessment is a part of a lesson. So when we teach the students, at the end of the lesson, we always check the students' proficiency level according to the subject. So how can we have such assessments to check the students' proficiency level is by having summative assessment. Like one of our group mate has said that she will have a summative assessment to check the students' proficiency level. And also, how is it used? Like by end of the term, we will have such assessments to check the students' proficiency level. So this is what we discussed in group 4.
Right. Thank you, Group 5.
Thank you.
Group 5.
Oh, hello, I'm Group 5, Chun Hao. Our member is Anisha, Ernesto, Camila, and Chun Yong. So, for the first question, what do we mean by learning? The conclusion is like learning is a student can understand, let the student can understand and use a new information and skill. But beside that, we mostly agree that the behavior and the attitude is more important. Okay, for the question 2, basic concept and philosophy inquiry, we didn't discuss too much about this, but as a teacher, we think that we should do our best way to help the student learn and know what is important. Okay, for the question 3, what is your teaching philosophy? Most of us believe that students learn best when they involve and feel important in the classroom.
Right.
Okay, question 4, what makes a lesson effective? Most of us will think that have a good lesson plan, and the lesson plan can let the student work well and understand and feel the student feel interested in about the subject. And the last question, what is the assessment? Okay, we think about assessment is just not just checking what student learn. So it also help the teacher to know how the student doing and what they need work on. And teacher can do more better than next teaching. That's it.
Okay, thank you very much. So looks like every one of you have covered every aspect. So let's have a biological break, 15 minutes. Right, welcome back. Okay, let's start the discussion on the movie that you just watched. So group 1, let's look at the advantage and disadvantage of the various teaching methodology used by the math teacher, Latin teacher, and also the science teacher. Right, group one. You can start presenting. Share your thoughts.
Uh,
Who
Professor
is group one is presenting? Group one is Kabul, CC.
CC is presenting here on behalf.
Okay.
We basically observe 4 teachers around.
Okay.
First teacher is basically first 3 teachers. They have about the same characteristics around. So I will make a summary for teacher 1, 2, 3. So I start with teacher number 1. He's a bit traditional. This is this part that I'm saying is the advantage, and he gave clear instruction, which our group think that he is doing his job. And second teacher, the advantage over here is he focused on a foundation knowledge because he asked students to pronounce the words after him. So this is one of the advantage, and then encourage students to read in the word, to pronounce the word properly. So this is the advantage of the second teacher. And then the third teacher, advantage. Advantage. Okay, I think I have finished the advantage part of the first 3 teacher. And then the disadvantage of the first teacher, we think that students do not have the chance to reflect, and student more like a robot, no engagement in class, usually one way, and a bit bored, lack of creativity, and lack of discussion. So these are the disadvantage of teacher 1, 2, and 3. And about Robin, we find that his class is very encouraged, there's a lot of engagement, very encouraging, fostering creativity, thinking out the box, a lot of critical thinking, create good learning environment on topic. Especially he guide a student where he didn't do his work at all, and he actually guides students to explore, encourage students to have self-expression, assisting and encouraging students to achieve the learning goal. So these are the advantages of the last teacher, Robin. And the disadvantages part, we think that the class is a bit messy, too much something unnecessary, and we think that he might be a bit careful in his talking, especially choosing words and his action. Some of his way may not be suitable for passive student, especially that he stand on the table. I mean, for Asian country, and student may not take things seriously. So he needs to give clear feedback to each student presentation instead of joking. So student may misinterpret him. So these are all our discussions so far. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Group 2.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone.
Yep.
I hope you hear me clearly. Because, okay. Classmates, professor, allow me to share my screen just to, put an introduction to our sharing as well. As you see, there's a nun with a ruler. And the question assigned to us is, what was Robin Williams' philosophy in teaching based on the movie? I mean, come on, guys, let's admit it. Each one of us, or I don't know, with people on my age have, been under this kind of education wherein It seems like the teacher is the only source of knowledge, which can be described in a, ruler, that before there's this thing that says one size fits all. But in the movie, it's clearly seen. Given the context also, Mr. Keating or Robin Williams believes in a more progressive philosophy of education. He believes that a classroom has to become a safe space to celebrate individuality, diversity, and uniqueness. That each one of us, we come from different or diverse cultures, different backgrounds, even including family. As in the movie, you can clearly see how the society tries to, conform or put people inside a box. Just to share, I also came, just like in the movie, I studied in all boys school. I was from the seminary, and really, I grew up with the Opus Dei priests. And it's like we were formed in a very um, rigorous way. There's a ruler, and we should all fit this kind of ruler, all these standards. It may have been advantageous for some, but for many of us, it was more of suppressing, repressing. I'm sorry, my fellow Catholic people. I mean, just an experience, no? Just to give context. And in the same way, in the movie, the students also come from pressure from their families, from their parents, from what the society expects from them. And here comes Mr. Keating, who believes that, wait, let's think outside the box. Come on, sometimes he's unorthodox, his unconventional ways, even calling his students, I'm not saying it's okay to call our students twerps and moles and whatsoever, but sometimes we have to go down to that level just to make our students feel that, hey, don't worry, you are in a safe space. It's okay to commit mistakes. It's okay if you mumble, if you stutter sometimes when you speak. It's okay to not be okay sometimes, because here you are safe. And as educators, I believe we should also be like this. We should believe. Now, this is his philosophical statement. We should also believe in a classroom that is space. I mean, in a safe classroom that celebrates uniqueness and individuality, so that later on, as we go down to where our students stand, they can also achieve their dreams with gusto, with authenticity, and not just because I was expected to be like this, and this is how I should be. We should become educators who later on, when our students return and see us, they'll be able to say that there was learning in our classroom because I became like this. There was formation because there was transformation in me. Thank you.
Thank you. Next. Hello.
Mine is group 3, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So basically his teaching method, he used
Teaching,
what do I
what are you
say?
teaching strategies, and
Teaching.
techniques?
Well, he managed to first draw their attention with unusual behavior.
Unusual. What behavior was that?
Like it's like whistling out the whole
Okay.
class out from the classroom. So it's
Okay.
like instead of like just telling them, oh, go out now.
So what does that mean to every one of you here? It simply means, as teachers, do not walk into the class every day in expected mode. You should always be every day going to the class and surprise them. So there is no pattern. If not, students are very good. You are all students at one time. You all are so good ganging up with your classmates and put a chop to the teacher. I see the teacher today will walk in. The first thing he will say, "Hi guys," and he will say that 10 times. Come, let's calculate today, 10 times or more than that. And they will have a competition. I see, I'm correct. Then you see, this teacher will say, you see how many times you say that. So they will have all these small things about each teacher, you know. So if you surprise them every day with something different, they cannot see a pattern. That's number one. And number two, it creates excitement. What's going to happen today? What is he going to bring today? Today you tell a story. Next day you come and sing a song. Next day you start asking everybody to dance. So it's all different starter activities. So his starter activity was whistling, and then he took them out to the corridor. Of course, that's a learning. He did not simply take them out. That was a learning. Good observation. Good observation of his starter strategy. Next.
You
Okay.
mean next group or next?
Yeah, my
Ah,
question as well. Is it next group or?
Only that. Only one strategy, is it?
Oh, okay.
No.
No, yeah, I was confused if the next was mean next group or what. Yeah, so he's start the lesson with a more friendly environment. He don't jump straight into the lessons, so he was like introduce himself in a humoring way. Yeah, so it's like he make the students more relaxed first. And then when he start his lesson, he was like, he bring the students outside. He quoted some phrases from the English, from the subject. And then he slowly transitioned it to the surroundings, to the school students' environment, how he relate the subject to the school history, and then how they link them up together. It's like a real life or real story application thing. And then he also engaged students in doing unusual stuff like ripping the textbook, which is like totally out of blow the students' mind, like, oh, what the hell I'm doing? So it's like giving them a very huge impact.
Make sure all of you don't go and do that tomorrow, ripping the textbook.
Yeah, it's so expensive
Parents will
these
come up to
days.
you. But the idea is doing something which is not expected. That was the idea. That's the message, you know.
Yeah.
Listen to reply. Don't be like the person, you know, all the worm in my stomach will die. So be careful, huh?
Yeah, so it's like in one way, he makes the students cannot foresee what is coming. So they have to like keep their attention up to pay attention what's coming. See, that's why there's the element of surprise here. You don't be so routine in your teachings. Yeah.
Excellent. Very good observation. Anything else? Any other strategy you saw?
Anything?
Did,
Okay,
did,
so
did you see about close proximity? You
what?
notice that, you know, he stands there and he asks everybody
Oh,
come
yeah,
together.
he don't distance himself. So
That's
over
called
time, he
that's
will
called
like,
close proximity.
yeah, he will like
Yeah.
gather them in one
Normally,
group.
you have seen this in the kindergarten. The teacher will sit, and all the students will sit around the teacher, you know, on a mat. You know,
Yeah.
he didn't do that, sitting around like in the mat. You know, that's not nice because they are like adults. But you know, he gathered around them, and everybody paying attention. So that is also something a good strategy. Yeah.
Good strategy, yeah. And when he prompt the students to give answers or feedback, he don't just like stand there and expecting all the answers from them. He will like give them a simple hints, guides, throw them with a simple question get them to start talking first, and then he will go deeper and giving a guide at the same time. So it's like he will lead the whole session so that the students will give from the beginning until the end. He can come up with answers, and then they are linked and related.
Good. You also notice that yes, he gives prompts. There's something called wait time. Wait time. You wait. See, there are questions he put forward, and then he noticed that fellow cannot answer. He
Yeah.
wait for a while, and then he moved to the next person. He doesn't want to pressure him to speak. But then he noticed, oh, this boy, he doesn't want to open his mouth. And later he made an activity that close his eyes and let him speak out from his heart without being influenced by others, because he noticed that this person has got some learning difficulties. Every time he stands in front, he sees his friends, he cannot talk.
Yeah.
He said, close your eyes, imagine. Now, how did he know that? Because every time he asked a question, that boy took some time to answer, or couldn't answer. So there was a wait time to see respond. So this is very good. As teachers, you must always observe, when you observe teachers, you see, oh, this teacher is using wait time, and don't say, why so long? I'm waiting for you, you still cannot answer. What's wrong with you? Now, some people tend to scold children. Or this student are very dungo, very stupid. Us also cannot answer. All right, there's something called wait time, and then you observe. You are assessing. You're assessing the student. This is called assessment for learning. This is called formative assessment. Oh, this boy takes some time to answer. Okay, I'll come back to him again. So he went back to the same boy 2-3 times, and then he made a decision. He cannot speak. At one time, the homework he gave, and then he off the light. Then he said, "Don't." I remember. I know you. Your fear of doing this poetry. He reminded him, and then the next day he came, and then he also looked into providing feedback. If you notice, when one person came and said, I don't know, one word. The poem was only one word, and he didn't scold the boy. He just said, sometimes a poem with one word is also very powerful.
Yeah, he said
Yeah.
poems are made of simple things, but just don't let it be ordinary.
Yeah, correct. So you look at the words he used. He does not condemn people, but he encourages them. He encourages them. And sometimes he makes fun of it. He rings the bell and said, "Oh, that will be the shortest poem in the world," or something like that.
Yeah, he said that I am laughing with you. I'm not laughing at you. That's what he
Right.
said.
That's a very powerful statement. I'm laughing with you, but I'm not laughing at you, so that the child does not feel belittled. Good. Very good observation. Yes, continue. Any more strategies that you notice?
But I think basically that's all, but I would like to sum it up like he applied various teaching strategies, how he made, but I think the best thing I get it from here, how he able to make it the whole lesson is like a storytelling. He was able to transition from one segment to another segment smoothly. So it's like it leads the students how to connect the class from the beginning until the end, and it's not boring.
Right. See, what all of you have seen is a movie. I've taken the various scene, I condensed it, for the purpose of learning. If you got time, you can go and watch the whole movie. But the strategies that he used is all the director told him to do that. But in real life, does it happen? So
No, of course.
we don't know. I can't say no, I can't say yes. We don't know. That is why you need to go and observe an experienced teacher. You understand? Actual teacher. So after lunch, when we come back, we will actually see some videos of actual classroom teachers recorded. Actual classroom. A maths class or a language class. You can actually watch. Now, for those of you who don't have an opportunity to observe someone in your school, example, Herman Goyal, are you there? Yes. So you don't have an opportunity to observe an actual teacher teaching, right? So you can use this video clip that you will be watching. So as though you are watching this person teaching and learning. So, and then you write your assignment based on that observation, the one that I'll be sharing after lunch. But if you feel that's not good, then you can go and find on your own in the YouTube. There are many of such things. And then you report on that observation. But for those in Fairview, you can actually sit in another class and watch the teacher teaching. Or those of you from another country in China or in another school, you can go and observe, or in Vietnam, you can actually observe another teacher teaching and then write your assignment based on what you observe. Is that okay? Like Miss Wong, you can observe one of your teachers and use that to write your assignment. What is the philosophy behind this particular teacher's teaching? Sometimes teachers teach, they don't even know what's the philosophy they are using. And you don't even need to know, okay? So please don't go and, trouble yourself. Okay, what philosophy am I using to teach? No. It's a mixture of everything. You just need to know that whatever you're doing, there is a philosophy behind it. There is an educational. You don't have to go and study it. Normally, that is done in the Bachelor of Education program, not at the master's level. At the master's level, we are here to discuss. We are here to challenge. We are here to do a critical reflection supported by literature. You understand what I mean? This is not a session for me to give you input. For me to give you input, then you must go for a Bachelor in Education program. Master's level program, very, very little input from me. It's your discussion. It's your argument. It's you challenging it. You agreeing or disagreeing it. If you agree, where are your evidence to support you? If you disagree, where are the evidence to support that you disagree? You understand what I mean? Okay, let's continue. Where's the same? Any other strategies?
Yeah, I think practically that's all at the moment.
Why do you think he asked everybody to stand up on the table?
Stand up on the table.
That was also a strategy, Why? What was, you see, that standing up on a table was an activity he did to let the students know something. What was that?
Yeah, it was about how to see things differently.
Right.
Yeah.
So that was the message, he's trying to say, he's trying to teach poetry, he's trying to teach literature, saying that when you read certain thing, see it from a different perspective. This is called critical appreciation. So to prove that point, he asked them all to stand up on the table and see the world, see it differently. You can see, you stand, you sit down, you see different. You stand, you see the class different. You stand on the table, you see completely a different perspective. You understand?
Yep.
This is called an helicopter view. Helicopter view, you if you're there within the circle, you're very myopic. But if you go a little bit higher, you can see a big picture. So our job as teachers is to let students see big picture rather than silo. Newton's third law. That's it. Finish. Memorize it and use it. No, other than big picture. How does the third law works in real life? Give me an example. Rather than just remembering it. Okay, let's listen to group 4. What are the powerful statements, words, aphorism that you liked it?
Hello, everyone again. Irfan here. I'll be representing group 4 regarding the statement. So the first statement, first of all, there are so many idiomatic and figurative languages that has been used, which was very interesting for us as well as the students in the movie. And I think the first statement that got my attention was the flower, the same flower that smiles today, tomorrow will be dying. And that we are food for worms eventually one day. It's a reminder to all of us that sometimes just take it easy and seize the day. That was another statement. Seize the day.
Carpe diem.
Yeah.
Carpe diem.
Exactly, Prof. And make your life extraordinary. And I told my colleagues just now that if we seize today, If we make the best out of it, we don't have to worry about tomorrow. And every time we walk into a classroom, put a smile on our face, no matter what, it will change someone's day. It might put them in the mood and make their day. So we have to make the best out of it.
Right. So this is you are giving. A teacher is a giver. And every day in your life, you must be a giver. When you say give, does not mean you give money. Of course, money can be given if you have extra. You give a helping hand. You give a ear. You give a smile. When you give this, it'll come back to you many folds. You give anger, it'll also come back to you many folds. Anger. You give frustration, it'll come back to you in manifold frustration. You give resentment, it'll come back to you in manifold resentment. So you need to know how can you make yourself extraordinary teachers. I call it the XO teacher. Drink Exco, she very high on it. It's extraordinary teacher, like the extraordinary Kung Fu master, drink, very nice Kung Fu, But I'm not asking you to drink and go to the class, huh? Don't do that, huh? Extraordinary. How do teachers see you in school? Do the teachers want to come and listen to your class, the way you teach? Do they want to come and observe you teaching? Then you must be extraordinary. Are the parents talking about you to other parents? Then you are extraordinary. Are the students talking about you to other teachers? Then you are extraordinary. So don't get angry with teachers who are extraordinary. Wow, this teacher trying to show off. Huh? Just went to PGD class, only day one only. After that, come and show off this one, like that. Just because Mr. Gopi teach them some tools, some technique, come and show off already. Don't do that. Okay. Don't be extraordinary, not necessarily as a teacher. You can be extraordinary as a leader, extraordinary as a manager, be extraordinary as a team player, be extraordinary as a father, be extraordinary as a mother, extraordinary brother, sister, whatever role you are. Be different. Don't be the expected father when you go home. All your children will know. What's the first word you say? How will you react? You all study. They study the father, they study the mother, they study everything already, in and out. They will tell you, you want to ask anything from daddy, don't go and ask in the morning. Sure cannot get. Go in the evening. Sure can get. Similarly, when you go and see your boss, what time you want to see? 11 o'clock, you die lah, you. Very moody one, 11 o'clock. You see him at 4 o'clock. After he full already, not hungry already, meeting all over, relax. That time you see. Okay. Anything earlier, you sure kena. Sure scold one. So we all have this judgmental call made. It's human being. That is why you need to be extraordinary in order to be an effective and efficient teacher. Right. Sorry. Continue, Irfan. Thank you. I'm just adding on into the discussion. Is that okay with you all?
Yes.
Right.
Thank you, Prof. So another statement was words and ideas can change the world.
All right. Words and ideas can change the world. Words and ideas can change the world. Very powerful. So as teachers, remember, words and ideas can change the world. Words and ideas from whom? Not from you. From the students. Your job is to take it out. Get the words out from them. Get the ideas from them to change the world. That is what IB is all about. Better education for a better world. Education for a better world. Good. Good observation. Good. Right. Next, some more?
Yeah. Then he continued and made a powerful statement regarding us, the human being. So he said, we don't read and write poetry because they are cute. We are members of the human race, and human race is filled with passion. And I think all of us.
Excellent, excellent. Yeah, your group very good. Huh? They picked up so many things. I've done this program for so many years. You know, I've not seen a group that produced so many aphorisms. Your group is good. You picked up very good. So that's excellent. Where he talks about, I want to be an engineer. Why should I study poetry? I want to be a businessman. Why should I study poetry? And he explains the relationship between poetry and other subject. It's very important, because sometimes some students will come to Yasmin and say, teacher, I don't want to do PE. Nothing to do with me. I want to be engineer. I want to be doctor. Why I study PE? So how, Yasmin, how will you answer?
Well, PE is not just a subject that you need to pass because you need to be a healthy in order to be an engineer. If you're not healthy, you cannot be an engineer, you cannot go to work, you cannot earn money, then you cannot save your parents. You cannot retire them early.
Clever answer. Very pandai. Very good. Clever answer. Right, Alfred.
Yes. So he continued, and the analogy of our life that he made was that this life is a powerful play which goes on no matter what, and you may contribute a verse.
Yes. Every one of you, ladies and gentlemen, you can contribute a verse. You can contribute touching one child. You may have 20 children in your class. But if you can touch one child and make them somebody, you have contributed one verse of the 20 verse, of the 100 verse. So 20 per year times 10 years of teaching, 200 students. It's a lot of contribution. Good, everyone. Next.
Yeah, then when he stood on his desk, he said, I stand on my desk to remind myself that we must constantly look at things in a different way.
Remind myself, remember the word.
Yeah.
So as teachers, please remind yourself. Constantly look from a different perspective.
Okay.
It's not what your husband say. It's what you say to yourself after he or she has said it. And that is a different meaning, It's not what your mother-in-law say. It's not what your father-in-law say. It's not what your boss say. They will come and scold you and go off. But after that, what do you say to yourself, your mind? That chatter, that discussion is going on. So you got to remind yourself constantly to look things differently. And only then you respond. If not, you will react. And all reaction creates misery, leads to anger, leads to frustration, leads to unhappiness. So respond. Respond is different, huh? React is different. React is immediate. Respond is you think for a while before you say something. Right, very good.
Okay. Another powerful and motivational statement he said was, you must strive to find your own voice.
Beautiful. You must strive to find your own voice. Every one of you here, you must strive to find your own voice as a teacher. You cannot copy the way I teach. You cannot copy the way Dr. Arafat teach. You cannot copy the way Enesco runs a hostel or a warden. You cannot copy the way Joko present himself. Every one of you have your own voice, your own style. But where did you get this style? You were not born with that style. You observe, you like that idea, you like the style, you use it, you modify it, and then it became your voice. You understand what I mean? I like the storytelling style, but I cannot tell with the body movement. But I can tell the story by drawing because I'm a very good artist. Yes, Louis, you wanted to say something?
Prof. Kopi, I have one question. Yeah, can you hear me? Yeah.
Yeah.
So based on your statement just now, right? So I have a problem that very relatable, which is I'm a new teacher to my students and they are M5. So that my teaching style is kind of different with their last teacher. And when it comes to this situation, how can me and my students, come to an agreement with the teaching style?
Okay, very good question. How can me and students come to agree to a teaching style? You don't agree with your student to your teaching style. It's your teaching style. They cannot compare you with the previous teacher. They cannot compare you with the future teacher. This is me. This is my voice. This is my style. So it's your job to make your style so fun, so interesting that they like your style.
So
That
it will
is your
take
challenge.
time.
That is your challenge. So
Mm.
as a new teacher, you will not be able to find the best method today. It will take some time. So one small tips I can give you, students don't like to hear you talking a lot. This is called teacher talk time. Students like to hear them talk a lot. Student talk time. So what you do is you must create activity for them to talk. They must discuss. Like what I did. Every time I break you up, first I break you up in pairs, then I break you up into a smaller group, then later I break you up into a bigger group to allow you to talk. So you enjoy talking. Now I am talking. But before I talk, I allow one or two to talk first. But in between, I come and talk. That's my style. So I'm giving you opportunity to speak. So your students are also like that. This is called active learning strategies. In the second module, teaching and learning action, I will teach you more on this type of activities. There are many activities you can do. This is called teaching strategy. So today you might not know, but after you go through the program, you learn all these skills. So it takes time. For today, you will be using the style. Let me tell you the style you are teaching. You will use the style that you were taught by your teacher. Your teacher teach you like that, you also follow like that. Or the way you're used to. You understand what I mean? So in order for you to change, you need to observe. So if you think the other teacher who taught you before, students are happy with their style, go and observe the teacher teaching. And then pick up the ideas, pick up the methodology, and you follow that. Maybe first you copy, and then you adapt, and then you improvise and become yours. Always learn to copy first. Copycat. Copycat teacher. Best. Start as a copycat teacher, and then become an innovative teacher. Is that okay? An idea?
Okay,
But it'll
thank
take some time. It will not happen tonight. It will not happen tomorrow. And while you are changing, the students will still complain about you. Okay. It's okay. All right?
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. And one day they will appreciate what you're doing. It'll take time. Right, Irfan. Sorry, continue.
Yeah, Prof. The last statement that I took note of, which remind all of us to be inquirers and risk takers, was dare to strike out and find new ground.
Excellent. So this is where the IB profile of inquirers and risk taker comes in. Dare to strike out. You see, by one statement, 2 IB profile is included. Student profile is, student's profile is coming. Two characteristics of good practices in life comes in through one statement. Okay, thank you very much for your contribution. It was really, really good. I like all of you, the way you contributed to a short video clip. So I think we picked up a lot. Okay, bye.